Hi guys, it's Hannah. For my week 2 vignette, I am looking at chapter 6 and I'm doing option 2. So just really quick, I want to do a quick review of the reading process from chapter 5. So the different stages are pre-reading, reading, responding, exploring, and applying. And that's what we're going to be looking at today, some of these steps that are seen in the vignette. So to give you a little introduction on the vignette itself, it focuses on Mr. Garibay, and he is teaching his 8th grade students about irony. So there's a quick review here of their week. So they did a lot of different things during their week focusing on irony, and he really scaffolded their learning. So first, to introduce irony, he used pictures to start a discussion and activate and build background knowledge. So I think that the picture that he used was of people going to a gym, and there was 2 options to get to the gym. You could go up a flight of stairs, or you could take an elevator or an escalator. And there's a ton of people that are choosing to use the elevator instead of the stairs. So that's the introduction of irony. And one thing I liked that he did was he didn't directly tell students what irony was. He let them look at the picture, investigate the scene, discuss it with their classmates, and they finally came to the conclusion that, they're going to a gym, so they should be taking the stairs. Next, they looked at irony in speech. Then they found irony in poetry. And then they moved on to analyze an anthology about Abraham Lincoln and the Civil War. And then they finally discussed irony through different stories. They read The Gift of the Magi, and then they responded to that. And they really dove deep into that, and they kind of dissected the different layers of that story, and they talked a lot about the irony in that story as well. And then they created digital posters and videos. So this is kind of a mashup because these stages are from a different chapter. The chapter 6 really focuses on visual aspects of language arts, but I also am starting to see how all of these different concepts and strategies tie in to everything about language arts. So it's kind of cool because I'm seeing the parts of the reading process in the vignette for the visual chapter. So I saw all of the steps of the reading process in Mr. Garabay's classroom, but I'll focus on pre-reading, reading, responding, and applying. So for pre-reading, which is where the teacher builds and activates background knowledge, Mr. Garibay did this through early exposure to irony, and he also did this by exposing the students to several different scenarios and types of irony through visuals, through text, through books. This is also for pre-reading. Mr. Garibay is helping the students understand the complex concept of irony in a way that they can understand. So he's bringing it down to an entry-level view of irony first before building them back up to a more complex, higher-level thinking. And then for the reading part, Mr. Garibay reads out loud and also has students read independently to explore the idea of irony. He reads several stories and poems out loud. He has students take those texts and look at them individually as well. Then for the responding part, students respond through writing in their reading logs. They have discussions. They had several grand discussions or grand conversations about the different images and different texts that they were being exposed to. And they were also answering questions that were posed by Mr. Garibay. In these questions, I'm noticing Mr. Garibay is using a higher level of questioning because he's using questions that are not a yes or no answer. They're not easily found in the text. They're not literal questions. He's really pushing the students to think critically and using irony as that vehicle. And then the students apply their understanding through creating the digital posters and videos at the end of their unit on irony. So these are all the ways that I saw the reading process in this vignette. And just for your own entertainment, I found it pretty interesting to look up pictures that are ironic pictures. So these are some of the different ones that I found. You can view them for your own entertainment.